So we are back again. Man City versus Arsenal. I'm dreading this game personally, but you never know. Something could happen. Miracles. I don't know. Do they exist or not? We'll find out in this game. But before we go any further, got some special guests to introduce. As usual, Tammy, how you doing, mate?
I'm better than Friday. Hopefully on Wednesday something happens.
Friday.
Miracle. But yeah, hopefully.
Sydney, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. Not too optimistic for the City game, but we got to pray. It's all we can do. You never know.
Yeah, I'm personally dreading it. I mean, it's not looking great, but you never know. Ruan, how you doing?
I can't lie. After watching that Newcastle Tottenham one, right?
That's true. Actually,
fearing a
that made me feel a lot better. That made me feel a lot better.
It didn't, because we're also going to St James's Park soon after the end.
Yeah, that made me feel great.
It was top four by then. So.
We weren't playing them again, but we'll see.
Yeah, but how could I not go and introduce the man in the centre, the man, mate? How could I not? One second. How could I not have the full name? Got to put the full name in there. Just.
What are you going to put my full name?
There we go. Ed Stansfield, how you doing, son?
I'm very good. And unlike you lot, I'm actually looking forward to this game quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be cocky, but I just do get quite excited for these types of games. I'm very excited.
Yeah, you must be, mate. Smog City fan. You must be one of the.
That's just how I.
You get a ticket for it? Are you going to?
Yeah.
So you would be excited. I don't blame you.
48 goal a season striker.
Your club's flying, mate. Your club is flying. Our club's sinking.
Not
sinking.
Sinking.
No, we're not sinking, but we've certainly had a dip in form, which is not ideal. We've had a bump, which you'd not want going into this game. But then again, with Arsenal, right, when we're confident about getting a win, we mess it up, and then when we're not confident at all, we somehow go out there and perform a miracle, just like we did a few years ago in the FA Cup against Man City. That was the last time we beat you. 2-0. FA Cup.
Lockdown.
It was lockdown tax.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
But if anything goes,
that day, that was so fun.
We played very well. All I'm saying, Kieran Tierney, none of this Ukrainian business. Kieran Tierney. I'm gonna get cancelled now, but I didn't mean that in that way.
Nobody thought you meant it in that way.
Yeah, no. I'm saying I would start Kieran Tierney instead of.
That's one way of putting it, I guess.
We've got a lot of time to talk about
Ukrainian.
Yeah, but I'm not feeling great for the game. I'm sure none of you are, apart from Stansfield. Decent game against Bayern Munich for City. I mean, I think they did very well over the two legs. And then obviously
it was fantastic.
You were there. Were you there for both games?
I was away for the home game, but I was in Munich, and it was great. We made Bayern look well. They didn't pose a single problem to us in the first leg, and second leg we just managed it really well. You know, we're absolutely flying at the minute. Didn't have any doubts going into that game, and honestly, I'm confident for the rest of the season. I'm not that confident for this game coming up, because now I realise we can actually afford to draw. A week or two ago, we had to win this match, but now we don't. It's not a must-win for us anymore.
Do you think that will affect the way you approach the game or not?
No, definitely not. No, we will go to win this game, of course, but we can literally we can afford to drop a few points after after your recent results, of course.
Yeah. Our recent results have been shocking. You must be buzzing right now with the way things are going for you. Obviously, weekend as well. Sheffield United, pretty much comfortable for you. Now you've got another final, FA Cup final. against United. That'll be an interesting game.
Can't wait for it.
That'll be an exciting game. I assume you'll be there.
Great for the neutrals. Yeah, I will definitely be there. Wouldn't miss that.
And you're working your way. I don't want to put pressure on you. I mean, not that you don't have the ability to do it, but you're working your way to what could be a treble. And, it's exciting.
Yeah, one match at a time, but it is actually looking like a possibility now. Definitely.
If they beat Real Madrid, they're pretty much on the Champions League.
Well, I was very happy to see Napoli get knocked out. I'll tell you that. Because
Kvaratskhelia tattoo.
Yeah, exactly, and they're dangerous as well. So I'm very happy to see them go.
I reckon United might beat you in the FA Cup final just because of all those factors.
Might do.
They would have a huge incentive to beat you. Imagine United being the ones to be able to stop you from doing the treble.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, that's true. Because
when is it? Is it before the Champions League or after?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm not sure. I think it's after the Champions League final.
Really, I thought it was usually before. I don't know.
That's what I thought. For the Champions League, it's like
it's usually like a week straight after the Prem, and then like Champions League sometimes 2
the
weeks
Champions League
after.
final's like right at the end of May, so whenever it is.
Really, I thought the last Prem game was 28th of May, so pretty.
No, yeah. So the FA Cup finals on the 3rd of June, and the Champions League finals on the 10th of June.
3rd of June.
Oh, is it?
It's never usually that late.
Well, it's because of the World Cup, innit?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's more of a reason why United might beat you because.
Yeah.
But you never know. Anyway, focusing back on the Prem, I can't remember the last time. When was the last time Man City dropped points in the league?
Forest, wasn't it?
Forest.
I think.
Forest. So you've been on a very good run, and you've won quite a few games since then. And I'm saying this is why I'm worried, right? You're kind of at that stage of the season where you know how to handle it. You know what you're doing. This is where the experience comes in handy. And you can see with us, this is where our lack of experience in these situations. I don't even say that as well. I think injuries that we've been hit with have been very unlucky as well. But you can see where the experience of City's coming into it. And you look like the real deal now. I know early on in the season, you were dropping points in a few games you shouldn't have been. And it was sort of like you weren't looking like the usual City. And that sort of allowed us to get in the position we were in. Not that we haven't been great as well, but now you're seeing that City, they're not really playing any games anymore. And every game you're seeing their quality shine through. I don't know what you think about it.
Well, it's this part of the season that Pep's absolutely ruthless. I mean, we've seen it in previous seasons. He just doesn't mess about here at all. And we've got so many quality players. You know, rotation isn't much of an issue. Yes, we've got a lot of matches, but we've got so many capable players in every position that really the congestion of the fixtures isn't as big of a deal as it could be for many teams because we've just got so much available.
Yeah, no, facts. Ruhan, what are you thinking going into this game with the way Arsenal have been in recent weeks?
Do you know what? You made a good point there with the fact that, normally the games that we're expected to, go there and do well, we've kind of ended up faltering, like Southampton, West Ham, like those games, we were certain we were going to win almost, right? Whereas, we've sort of gone against the odd on a few occasions this season. Obviously, we hadn't beaten Tottenham for a while away. I think it was 8 years or something like that. We went there and won. We beat Liverpool, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, United at home, etc. But obviously, City's going to be a different kettle of fish, and they're in the form that they normally hit at this time of the season. And this was the kind of form that they used to beat a very, very, very good Liverpool side back in 2018-19. So yeah, I'm nervous, I'll be honest, but like we said in the previous video, I'm not expecting us to win the league anymore. So I'm kind of just having a good time. I'll try my best to enjoy it.
Sidney, as the more level-headed guy in the room, what would you do? You give us any chance in this game?
I mean, yeah, like we're still top. We don't suddenly become a bad team overnight. It's just that the fall of this City team is looking ominous. I mean, every season City, but a lot of the time they don't start at their free flowing best, and it's just Pep trying to find the winning formula because each season there seems to be different iterations, slight changes to the City. But once he finds his winning team, it's pretty ominous. And I don't know, this seems to be one of the more solid teams. Like they play a bit deeper. This City team, they still look very high, but they play a bit deeper, and they're just more solid than any other team I can sort of think of.
It's hard to hit them on the transition.
Yeah. Tell me, it's the as the pessimist. What are you thinking?
The pessimist. I don't know. I guess I am. As I am thinking the same as Simeon with this. I mean, we should be able to put up a fight. Obviously, we are top of the league. We've been great all season, so you should never like completely lose belief in the squad or anything like that. But yeah, City's form has been ridiculous. Our defense, especially, has been incredible recently. I think for left back, I don't know if he's fit for the game or not. I'm not sure, but there
hasn't been any injury updates on Ake, which I think is actually good news. You know, I reckon he will be available for the match, and if not, I know Laporte's a bit slower, but he's still
Saka in the FA Cup, didn't he? So
yeah.
Who Ake?
He pocketed Saka that last time we played.
Yeah, he's been great all season, especially now he's come in, got a starting role.
Oh yeah, he's been fantastic.
It's hard to see flaws at City right now, so I just got to hope and like pray that we.
That's the issue, yeah.
Yeah, no. Before we get into like the predictions and all that, Ed, what would you predict to be City's lineup in this game? Obviously, just having played in
full strength, mate.
Full strength, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the only debate for me is Foden or Grealish, because obviously Phil's back in the team now.
He won't play. You can't drop Mahrez on a hat trick. So
I don't think Foden.
It'll be Mahrez and Grealish.
Mahrez won't play.
Grealish.
He just scored a hat trick.
Yeah, he doesn't play in the league though.
I know Bernardo Silva plays right.
Yeah, it'll be Bernard on the right, Gundogan and De Bruyne, and then Rodri sitting in.
Imagine having a squad and a player like Mahrez. He doesn't play in the league.
Well, not of recent. He hasn't. Because like Sydney says, we found our team. We have our team now. That's just
I know.
That's just so hard to beat.
Yeah, that's true.
So run me through your 11 from goalkeeper to.
All right. Well, you've got Edison in goal. You've got Diaz. Hopefully Ake and Akanji with Stones in the midfield role alongside Rodri, and then you've got Grealish on the left. Mahrez or Bernardo on the right, and then you've got Gundogan and De Bruyne ahead of them, and then Haaland up top. Well, that's how we seem to that's how we seem to be getting all our results recently. So I reckon we'll go with that. Maybe Foden introduction off the bench. I hope so. Anyway.
Sure, that's some lineup, and it's not good for us because obviously no Saliba.
That's massive. No Saliba's massive.
Rob Holding, it just doesn't look good for us.
No.
And then obviously with other, we've got our full team pretty much, but the Rob Holding one is huge, especially in this game. We've seen in these games. You can sort of against Palace and Leeds, it was all right because they didn't really come onto us as much. But you saw against Liverpool, West Ham, even Southampton, just the difference in the level of quality there. Saliba, his pace, not only his pace, brilliant defensively, also in transition. It's such a difference with Saliba compared to Rob Holding, and I think it will make a huge difference in this game. And I don't really give us any chance of getting a draw. I think we'll get. I could see us getting a beat down here. I don't like to think that way, but I could see it happening. If it was going to happen, I think it would be this game.
I think if any team's going to get beaten massively, it would be Arsenal. But I really don't think it's going to happen at all. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a very narrow one as well. I think
it could be quite cagey early doors.
Yeah, I think whoever gets the first goal is massive.
Yeah.
If we score first,
City Arsenal is always an open game, but I don't know. I feel like this one,
definitely.
just given because the magnitude of it.
The FA Cup. But yeah,
the FA Cup one. I remember we played quite well in the first half, especially.
We did.
Yeah, I think you were better in the first half, definitely. And that was with a weaker team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we brought the Conga on.
Yeah, gotta change everything though. Yeah.
Well, at least we won't have that problem. We've got Jorginho. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of. I've seen a lot on Twitter about the Arsenal lineup. I've seen a few wild ones. Ruhan, what would you give us your preferred lineup for this game? Would you change anything, and what would you change?
Do you know what it is? I'm torn between a preferred lineup and a realistic lineup, right? Because I kind of know what the team's going to be. I think it's going to be the exact same with Xhaka coming in for Vieira. That's the only thing. I don't see any.
I think so as well.
Thomas Partey right back. I don't see any three at the back. It's just going to be Ramsdale, Ben White, Holding, Gabriel Zinchenko, Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. I think.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say though, if you remember that Chelsea game last season, when we went,
we weren't even that. I don't think we were that good that game. Like
I think Chelsea's worse.
What Chelsea? Are you talking? No, I don't think we were that good.
That was a chaotic game.
He did change to a back five in that game after just losing 3. I don't know if he will do that, but I think he'll go with the same.
I struggle to see.
I think he'll go. I think he'll go with our 4-3-3 with Xhaka instead of Vieira.
This system worked so well for us the whole season. I don't think you can just abandon it after 2.
No, I don't think he will do.
It did. It was working against City at home. It's just the defensive mistakes that we made, and at times obviously
that'd be even worse.
Yeah.
Now
we had Eddie up top. We had Jorginho in midfield. It wasn't perfect that game. We had Tomiyasu right back. I mean,
yeah. Why did Xhaka not play the last game?
He was ill.
Yeah, so he should be back for this one.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back, but yeah,
he's so important for us as well because we look so defensively.
I can't see that Vieira Donny playing at the Etihad. I'm sorry.
No, definitely.
Yeah, Vieira ain't touching.
Ruhan, what would your preferred lineup be if you were going to choose?
Do you know what? Personally, I wouldn't fondle with it either. If I'm being honest, now that I really think about it, I just think it'd be too much of a risk to, shift flipping Partey out to right back or do a back 3 of Tierney, Gabriel, White, and then I really just don't think that's needed anymore. I just don't think it would work. I think I'd rather just see a more stable lineup and hopefully Rob Holding does a madness, which is unlikely, but who knows?
I know like teams that focus on different formations and train different formations in training, but to like thoroughly focus for like on a 3 at the back for like 3 days notice before our most important game of the season.
That's the thing.
Ludicrous to me.
I feel like if we were to ever if he were to play a 3 at the back against City, I think he would have tried that against Southampton to begin with.
I mean, we did last 20 minutes, but I mean that was
all the time.
That was kind of just out of desperation, yeah. So I think it'll be the same lineup with Xhaka instead of Fabio Vieira, and I think that's probably what I'd go for anyways.
Yeah, no, I would go with that as well. Yeah, I don't see him changing it either. But a lot of people would. The only thing I don't think anyone will agree, but I would maybe have Tierney at left back, but then we lose a whole role in midfield then. So I don't even know. Yeah, it's going to be.
I just think they'd overrun us in midfield if that was to happen. If I'm being honest.
I mean, I wouldn't be fully against it because Ben White could just.
Yeah, no. If it happened, I wouldn't be like, "Oh no, what are we doing?" It's just like I struggle to see that.
I mean, Zinchenko has been so good for us the whole season. I don't know why we drop him, but
yeah, no agreed. We'll get into score predictions then. I'll start with you, Tammy. Tammy, what are you going for? Score prediction.
Try to be as positive as possible here, but I cannot see us winning this game. So I'll try and be the positive guy here. 2-2 draw. Go on, Arsenal. 2-2.
So I'm surprised. Sydney.
My head says 2-0 City. My heart says 1-1. So I'll go 1-1.
Ruhan.
2-1 City.
I'm gonna go 3-1 City, but my heart's telling me 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Imagine
Rob Holding header 90th minute.
Every agenda from Arsenal fans dropped that day.
Trossard off the bench.
I will forgive him for everything.
For everything.
And Ed, what are you going with?
I think it'll be very similar to when we played Liverpool back in the day, 18-19. We'll score first, you'll score, then we'll score again. I'm going to go 2-1 as well. But I can see you getting something out of this game, really. I know a lot of people are writing you off, but genuinely...
We tend to do better when people write us off. That's the only thing.
I've watched Arsenal twice this season, in the Cup and at the Emirates, and both times you could have had, that Nketiah miss at the Emirates. Remember that right off the start? If that had gone in, who knows what the score would have been. Same in the Cup, you had chances first half. Honestly, I think anything could happen. I'm going to go for a City win, but anything can happen, genuinely.
Yeah, no, it could.
And having Jesus back for this game is going to be massive as well. And Nketiah genuinely, doesn't convert the cost that Jesus does.
But Jesus' chance conversion isn't great either.
I think Trossard's better than those, to be honest.
I would start Trossard in this game. I don't know why.
I definitely wouldn't.
I like him. I want his.
Yeah, he's really good, but
he's really good. But like Jason, this is.
I don't know who you're dropping for though.
As an incentive,
I'd start him. I'm not going to say it, but I'd start him over Jesus just after that last game.
Definitely.
I thought, that is.
His face is just too physical.
Trossard over Jesus.
He'll be a great option off the bench for us, like for sure. But
that's the
thing with Trossard. He's so good, but you can't drop any of our front three. So there's not.
The synergy with our front three at the start is just too good. Yeah.
I mean, I did like him in the left centre mid role, but I don't think that we're going to go with that permanently.
No, not at the Etihad. No.
That was a different
chase of the game, then maybe.
Yeah. No, we could talk about this for a long time though, but without we'll end the video here. It's been a good chat. I'm not even that nervous for the game, just because I'm pretty set in stone that we're going to lose. So whereas in the other games, I still had hope of the league, but to be honest, I don't see how City won't win it now. But you never know. You never know with these kind of things.
Still in your hands, mate. Still in your hands.
We're not going to get mathematically, yeah. Okay, cool. Mathematically, it's in our hands, but we all know it's really in your hands.
It's in our hands as well. That's the problem.
Well, I'd say it's in your hands only because you can afford to draw this game. We can't. So, and you've got the 2 games in hand and all that. Anyway,
and I also think you've got the better running than us.
Yeah, no, that is Newcastle away is a really, really tough one.
If they've got top 4 secured by then, which is
true,
very plausible.
We've still got to go to Brentford. We've got to go to Brighton as well.
Yeah.
Tough match.
That's going to be the hard one. Yeah.
Yeah. Last day of the season, Brentford away. I don't fancy that, to be honest.
That's the thing. If we were like a point behind you into the last game of the season, I would still have hope because of Brentford away. It's a tough place.
They'll be fine, bro. It's last game of the season. They got nothing to play for. Yeah, we got Wolves.
Yeah, I feel like they beat Brentford at home. I'll be honest. And even Brighton, if it's the second to last game, these teams will have nothing to play for. Maybe Brighton.
Brighton may have Europe to play for.
Brighton might be.
Brighton at home is not going to be fun either.
Yeah, they're just as good away as they are at home. We've got them at home.
Yeah, Chelsea at home. Chelsea at home will be harder than people are expecting.
Yeah, we've got them as well.
I don't know.
We were discussing a Mudryk dagger.
Mudryk winner
against us or against City. Mate?
Against us. Oh, against City. That would be lovely.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah,
he loves us.
Against the highlight.
We've already beaten Chelsea about 4 times this season.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
true.
Yeah. No. But it's been a good chat. We'll be back on Thursday for the match review. Hopefully, it's not too doom and gloom. Hopefully, we could even be back in the race, which would be interesting. It would be interesting, but it would also make me a bit like, oh, how come you beat City away, but you thrown all these other points? Anyway, yeah, it's been a good chat. Ed, I've enjoyed having you on.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
I've enjoyed being here. It's good fun.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
Hopefully again in the future.
Yeah, hopefully again in the future. Well, definitely again in the future. I mean,
yeah, of course.
And then Temi, Sydney, Ruhan, as usual, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Cheers.
And take care. We're out, people.